Well, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Town of Brighton Hispanic Heritage Month event. There is nothing I like to see better than a full house, so it's wonderful to see you all here. I'm Bill Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor. Thank you for being a part of this important celebration today. I do want to ask if you are able to please rise. If you are not, please rise in spirit and join me in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you again for being here. Today we are celebrating Hispanic heritage, Hispanic history, Hispanic culture. And they are important elements of the history and culture of the Rochester area. In addition, and as we do at all of our significant community events, we also acknowledge and pay our respect to the ancestral history of the Onondaga people. We acknowledge that the town of Brighton is situated on the ancestral and traditional lands of the Onondaga tribe of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, whom we recognize and respect as the traditional custodians of this land through the generations. We pay our respect to Onondaga elders, both past and present. The history, the culture, and the traditions of the Onondaga people are truly worthy of our understanding and our study, and we praise those who keep those traditions alive. We recognize that the study and the understanding of Onondaga history, culture, and traditions are of ongoing importance if we are truly to understand and embrace the history, the culture, and the traditions of our community and our nation. We support all efforts to ensure that we and future generations continue to respect and recognize the Onondaga in a way that is honest and truthful, so that in the words of Sacagawea, the great Haudenosaunee chief and orator, who was also known as Red Jacket, we may always work together to brighten the chain of friendship. I do want to introduce some elected officials who are with us here today. First, we have Family Court Judge, Monroe County Family Court Judge Tanya Ettinger. Judge Ettinger, thank you for being with us today. From the town of Brighton, we also have from our town board, Council members Chris Werner, Robin Wilt, and Christine Corrado. Judge Vic Vilcu. Former Brighton judge, Judge Karen Morris. I think maybe lurking outside the door is Rochester City Council member Bridget Monroe. I also want to acknowledge the chair of the Town of Brighton IDEA Board, our Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Advisory Board. Mark Kokonovich is with us today. Thank you, Mark. And especially I want to acknowledge Miriam Moore, who led this event. She has done so much to make this year's event and past year's events a success. Thank you. The IDEA Board, led by Mark, they have led the way in implementing the Town of Brighton's IDEA plan, our Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Advisory Plan. That plan exists so that we can recognize and celebrate the diversity of our community and continue to move Brighton forward in that recognition. Brighton is a diverse community, and as I like to say, local government is closest to the people, and it is incumbent on all of us to take that into account, to celebrate. It is what makes Brighton strong. It's one of the many things that makes Brighton so strong, to be able to celebrate our diversity. Today, we've got a wonderful, I'm so excited at all of the people that are here today. We're honoring some great community leaders, but we're also engaging the leaders of tomorrow. We have 2 students from the Latino Student Union at Brighton High School who are with us. I want to acknowledge their principal, Dr. Tom Hall. I know there you are, is with us, and Dr. Hall and some of the many student groups at Brighton High School have participated in our events over the years. First, we are going to hear from Luisa Batek. Luisa is a senior at Brighton High School and a member of the Brighton High School Latino Student Union. Luisa.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here today. My name is Luisa Batek. I'm a senior at Brighton High School, and I'm Hispanic with Peruvian roots. Thank you to all those who made it possible for me to be here today. It's increasingly important that the youth of our community speak out, and you make it possible for our thoughts and ideas to be brought to light. I've always been a firm believer that when people learn about different cultures and languages, they broaden their view of the world, and they gain the ability to deepen their understanding of others. To many of us, Hispanic Heritage Month means reflecting on celebrating the rich cultures, histories, and contributions of Hispanic individuals on American society, from arts and literature to science, politics, and beyond. When I think of Hispanic Heritage Month, I think of the individuals in my life who have allowed me the opportunity to learn who I am. From my Bolivian uncles singing Vicente Fernandez with guitars on a late night in the summer, to learning how to salsa in the kitchen with my dad, my family has always encouraged me to embrace my identity rather than leave it behind. Being allowed to grow into my identity has shown me that there's so much more to life once we start thinking more open-mindedly. Embracing Hispanic Heritage Month is more vital now than ever. It serves as a reminder of the resilience of the Hispanic community, especially when faced with challenges like immigration debates and social injustice. Celebrating this month provides a platform to not only amplify voices and stories, but to promote a deeper understanding of each other. By recognizing Hispanic heritage, we continue to reinforce the importance of diversity and inclusion, ensuring that this month dismantles stereotypes and encourages inclusivity. Thank you for listening, y no te rindas.
The leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you, Luisa. I also want to acknowledge our ASL interpreters. Interpreting at our meetings, our celebrations, is an important part of our protocol and reflects the diversity of our community. Thank you for being with us. I think we all know how important music and the many, many styles of Latino music are to Latino culture. We are pleased today to be able to celebrate Latino music with a performance from Ito Arguinozi on the Congas and Orlando Nunez on guitar. Ito is a Rochester native, now living in New York City. 4 years old, your musical career began at the footsteps of your father. He's performed at Madison Square Garden. How many of us can say that? And across the world with musical legends like Tito Nieves, La India, Ray Ruiz, and Jerry Rivera. Orlando plays lead guitar in the Rochester band Trio Los Claveles, and they are best known for playing the music of Trios Los Panchos. Give it up.
traditional song. We don't have the cuatro with us. That was an instrument that my father used to play. And this is Arguinozi that you guys, we used to do many of these. I remember I used to try to sing, but
You don't want me to say, no? You told me the same thing.
I thank God every day for the time that we all spent together as growing up. And this was part of our music growing up.
Thank you so much. I know some of you were, along with me, down last week at the Hall of Justice for the 7th Judicial District's celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. And same thing, the music steals the show. So thank you very much. It is wonderful to have had you here today. Each year at this celebration, the town of Brighton recognizes members of the Latino and Hispanic community who have made a significant difference in their community and in the overall Rochester, greater Rochester area. Each of our 3 honorees today have impacted the quality of life in very distinctive ways, and it gives me great pleasure, and on behalf of the entire town of Brighton, to be able to honor them today. And I'm going to invite Al Burgos to join me up here at the podium. Al, come on up. You ready for this?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is special for me. This is special for me. Al and I go way back. Now, I'm not going to say exactly how far back we go, but let's just say that the Red Wings were still playing at Silver Stadium up on Norton Street. And young Al Burgos hired a very young lawyer to represent him in incorporating Burgos Income Tax, Inc. and negotiating his first lease on North Clinton Avenue, just down the street from the ballpark. Those were some good times. We were talking earlier about how Al got started in the business working at Rochester Products, working with some of his co-workers. Al Burgos is a true entrepreneur. Over the years, you couldn't drive through the north side of Rochester without seeing his smiling face up on those billboards advertising Burgos Income Tax, the multiple locations. But Al has always been much more than just an entrepreneur. Al is someone who throughout his life has cared for his family and for his community. And it truly gives me great pleasure to read this proclamation. Whereas the town of Brighton celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month in the year of 2025, reflecting on the national theme, Collective Heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future. In celebration of the histories, cultures, and contributions of individuals who trace their roots back to Puerto Rico, Spain, Mexico, and other Spanish-speaking nations of the Caribbean, Central, and South America. Whereas Alfred, I'll call you Al. I think there's a song there somewhere. President and owner of Burgos Income Tax, Inc., makes significant professional contributions to the greater Rochester area, using his entrepreneurial and business skills to help establish VITA volunteer income tax assistance in Rochester, working with low-income individuals and families, and through his partnership with the Puerto Rican Youth Development, a nonprofit organization located in the city of Rochester. And whereas Al Burgos is both the organizer and a sponsor of the Puerto Rican Festival's Domino Tournament, you've surely seen that on Facebook, sponsor and director of the Puerto Rican Festival's Javier Memorial 5K Race and Walk, and I know you've seen that on Facebook, and past president and board member of the Rochester Hispanic Youth Baseball League. Al was named Hispanic Business Person of the Year by the Rochester Hispanic Business Association in 2005. Now, therefore, this is the good part, be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, and the members of the Brighton Town Council do hereby recognize Alfred Burgos as a Town of Brighton 2025 Hispanic Heritage Month honoree. This proclamation is signed this 26th day of September 2025. I'm thrilled. Congratulations. Thank you, Al, for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Let's do a little photo op here with we'll get out where they can. And Al, if you'd like to say a few
Yeah, I
words.
can say a couple words. First of all, I'd like to thank the town of Brighton for this acknowledgement. Whenever I get these awards, I kind of think a little bit. I say, you know what? And people see me. They see Burgos, Al Burgos, but they don't see my teams. I've learned later on that you succeed in life with teams. I have a family team. I have my wife here, Anna. So we have a team at home. We don't succeed at home without a team. I have the business. I have a business team. Then I also have a community team. If I was to bring my team members in here, room would be overflowing, and we'll be into the other area there. So whenever I get into recognition like this, I thank the town, but then it's my job to go to my team members and thank all of them. My team members at home, my team members at my business, and my community partners. I'm going to get out there and thank them and show this proclamation, because it's not about me, it's about all of them. Thank you very much. All right, go.
Our second honoree, Felicia Garcia-Hartstein, is traveling on business today, so she couldn't join us. But we are, again, in Felicia, we have someone who supports the community, contributes to the community, and we will be presenting her with the proclamation when she gets back. But I first got to know Felicia when she became the first chair of Brighton's Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Advisory Board, Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Advisory Board, the IDEA Board. Councilmember Robin Wilt served as the town board liaison, but Felicia served as the first chair of that board. The board had confidence in Felicia, given her long track record of leadership and mentorship, that she would be the right person to get the IDEA board off to a good start, and she was. She did exactly that. And the IDEA board has continued to grow, continued to work to help us implement our IDEA plan. As a professional, Felicia has worked for the University of Rochester as Executive Director for Campaign Management and Special Initiatives, which I think is a fancy name for the toughest job out there, raising money. I don't envy her. I suspect that's what she's doing today. But Felicia does a lot more than that. She's worked as a leader and a mentor of women throughout her career. She's worked for a number of organizations, including one, as I was growing up, my mother was involved with the American Association of University Women, the AAUW. That's one of the groups that Felicia has worked with and worked on behalf of in mentoring other women coming up through the profession. It is an honor to be able to recognize Felicia's contributions and to thank her. And again, as I said, we will be presenting this proclamation to her when she gets back, but let me read it. Whereas the town of Brighton commemorates Hispanic Heritage Month in the year of 2025, reflecting on the national theme, collective heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future. In celebration of the histories, cultures, and contributions of individuals who trace their roots back to Puerto Rico, Spain, Mexico, and other Spanish-speaking nations of the Caribbean, Central, and South America. Whereas Felicia Garcia-Hartstein is the Executive Director for Campaign Management and Special Initiatives at the University of Rochester and has had a successful career in development, fundraising, and constituent relations across higher education and the nonprofit sector for nearly 20 years. And whereas Felicia Garcia-Hartstein was the inaugural chair of the Town of Brighton's Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Advisory Board, where she helped shape the IDEA plan, the Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Action Plan that now guides the town's diversity and inclusion efforts. For nearly 2 decades, Garcia-Hartstein has mentored women through such organizations as the YWCA of Greater Rochester and the American Association of University Women, Women Helping Girls Initiative. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, and on behalf of the members of the Town Council, do hereby recognize Felicia Garcia-Hartstein as a Town of Brighton 2025 Hispanic Heritage Month honoree. And this proclamation is signed this 26th day of September, 2025. Finally, our last honoree today. Carlos, come join me at the podium.
Please. It's always good to bring your own cheering section.
Well, apropos of that, Carlos is probably best known for his years as a spokesman, both for the Rochester Police Department and the Rochester City School District. Like Al, whose picture was all over town, a lot of nights there, Carlos, your picture was all over the 11 o'clock news.
Yes.
We saw a lot of you on TV, and you were always speaking calmly and cogently. Sometimes I know about difficult situations, but you were there. You were a voice for the community, and really an important role that you played. But that role is just the tip of the iceberg. Carlos has impacted our community in so many different ways. Here in Brighton, Carlos, and you've been a, 30-year resident of Brighton. Carlos is one of the founding members of our Brighton Police Department community interview panel, and we have Captain Tim Karch with us today, both Chief Dave Cathaldi and Captain Jose Caraballo, who was one of our honorees last year, are traveling today, so they couldn't be here. Captain Karch stuck with us into the wee hours at a town board meeting last night. Thank you for being here again today. But the Brighton Police Department community interview panel is something that was initiated in the wake of the George Floyd and Daniel Prude deaths. The governor expected communities to initiate police reform programs. And honestly, as we looked at his directive, I was really struggling to put the pieces together. And then I was fortunate enough to get to read a report that came out from UCLM, the United Christian Leadership Ministries. We have Reverend Dwight Fowler in the house with us today. But hearing and reading some of the ideas really just put it all together. And one of the, I thought, easy ones, and as it turned out it was to establish a citizen community policing interview panel who has since that time interviewed every new police officer. And they don't get hired in the Brighton Police Department until after this committee interviews them and recommends them. I see Dr. Rashid Muhammad in the house as well, part of that group. Thank you, Rashid, for being here today. So, that's indicative of what Carlos has done in Brighton, but he's given his time to so many different groups, and it's a real pleasure and an honor to recognize you today. Whereas the town of Brighton commemorates, this first paragraph will sound familiar. The town of Brighton commemorates Hispanic Heritage Month in the year 2025, reflecting on the national theme, Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future, in celebration of the histories, cultures, and contributions of individuals who trace their roots back to Puerto Rico, Spain, Mexico, and other Spanish-speaking nations of the Caribbean, Central, and South America. Whereas Carlos Garcia, a 30-year resident of the town of Brighton, continues to dedicate himself to service and the betterment of the greater Rochester community. Garcia is a founding member of the Brighton Police Department's Community Interview Panel, Charter Champions of Rochester, and the St. Michael's Society. As a board member, Carlos currently leads his time and talents to the United Christian Leadership Ministry and the Salvation Army. Whereas Carlos Garcia has extended himself professionally to the Rochester City School District, where he served as Chief Communications Officer, Catholic Charities of Livingston County, where he was the Executive Director of Partners in Restorative Initiatives, and he served in the Rochester Police Department for 22 years, hence the aforementioned television appearances. During that time, Carlos rendered countless contributions to the Brighton and Greater Rochester community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, and the members of the Brighton Town Council do hereby recognize Carlos Garcia as a Town of Brighton Hispanic Heritage Month 2025 honoree. And this proclamation is signed and dated this 26th day of September 2025. Thank you and congratulations, Carlos. Let's do one more quick photo op here. Oh, we got to get up. We got to make sure this side can see us. I don't want to shut Rosemary out.
I know, really. Carlos, look this way.
The podium is yours.
Oh, thank you.
And Mike, my son, don't worry, I'm going to be brief, okay? He constantly critiques my speeches. Thank you all. First of all, I'm humbled and thankful for this recognition. But as I said to Bill on many occasions, the days of me being recognized are behind me, so to speak. We have a whole bunch of new, young, energetic youngsters who need to be recognized. And I want to applaud you for being here. And Tom, you continue to do this well, okay? In my life, I have come to understand that these types of recognition don't happen in a vacuum. As Al said, there's many people behind us who help us and bring us in, et cetera. I joke around with all my friends that I keep trying to retire, and these wonderful friends of mine keep bringing me back in, okay? It is true. That is exactly what happens. I'm here for the ride, okay? I will bring some stuff to the table, but quite honestly, I'm here for the ride with you. So I want to thank, first of all, my wife, who has been a wonderful support for me over the years. My son, Michael, and my daughter, Danielle, because they've been putting up with me for a long, long time, okay? So thank you. Aside from that, and for giving me, and by the way, Mike and Niela, thank you for giving me 4 wonderful granddaughters to spend time with. I love them. Lastly, I also want to thank those people who have been kind enough to involve me in things, the things that you are recognizing me for. For example, Chief Cataldi and his team, who are just wonderful people. I've had the pleasure, as Bill said earlier, to be part of this panel that interviews every officer that comes into the Brighton Police Department, so that we can make sure that we are hiring the best and the brightest. I also want to thank Bill, his staff, and the council for keeping in mind that the people that we hire should reflect our community. And with the help of Rashid, the help of my friend Council Member Corrado, and our friend Sanjay, I'm not sure if he's here or not. I wanted to make sure that I recognize him too. We have been able to do just that. And I'm very proud of that work. My work with UCLM goes back to the late, great Reverend Louis Stewart, a good friend and mentor of mine. When I was in the police department, I could always count on at least one call a week from Louis critiquing what we did or giving us praise for what we did or did not do. It is now in the capable hands of Bishop Reverend Dwight Fowler. And in that position, I've been able to work with neighbors such as Reverend Alan Daly, whose kids went to school with my own here in Brighton, et cetera. I came to Brighton. We moved to Brighton when my wife and I decided to have children. I said to her, she's my education expert, I said to her, find me a district that I will be happy with to entrust our kids to. And she found us Brighton. They did a wonderful job. Tom and his friends over at the Brighton High School did a wonderful job with Mike and Niela. I'm very proud of the work that they did. They did exactly what we wanted them to do, to get them ready for the next step. They are both well-respected young professionals in their own fields. We stayed in Brighton because of the neighbors and the friends that we made. Calle, Puerto Rico will always be my birthplace and will always have a special place in my heart. However, my wife, my family, and I have chosen Brighton, New York as our home because of everything that I just told you. On the education side, because I can't seem to keep a job, okay? On the education side, I've been working lately with our friends, the Kleins. Elisa came back to town. Thank you. I appreciate you being back in town. Melissa Goldberg, another neighbor, has been involved in that process, looking to provide a good education to those who can't afford it or can't seem to find quality schools. I am grateful for that work. And then lastly, this issue of town leadership keeps coming up in my mind. I am extremely grateful to our town supervisor and our council members for, at a time when people who look and sound like me are being persecuted, in some cases harassed, for merely speaking Spanish, okay? I am grateful that you have chosen, and it is a choice, to celebrate my heritage, my language, and my culture. For that alone, I will forever be grateful to all of you. And I will continue to support everything you do. I want to leave you, I almost forgot. I need to to uplift somebody who has been in my life for a long time. And she happens to be a neighbor here in town. She lives right down the road. Dorothy Pecoraro, a noted education expert in our region, who happened to be my dean of students at Franklin High School. When way back when, I will continue to thank you for helping my parents make me the man that I am today. Okay. Lastly, I want to thank all of my friends, my extended family, Rosa, who I've known forever. I did not know that the two people that were going to be playing, one was a lifelong friend and the other one is my cousin's son. Go figure. I want to leave you with one thing that I used to say and I'm about to start saying again all the time. I want to paraphrase an old poet who said about his people, his community, you know, my people, they are like flowers. They come in all colors. They come in all fragrances. And I want to thank you for letting me walk in your garden. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Please, let's give another round of applause for Carlos Farrell, for Felicia, who couldn't be here. Today's leaders and tomorrow's leaders. We are fortunate to be in this room together. And speaking of those leaders from tomorrow, our second student from Brighton High School today, Jacqueline Eden Rosales. Jacqueline is a sophomore at Brighton High School, and she is also a member of the Brighton High School Latino Student Union. Jacqueline.
Hi, everyone. There's a lot of people here. Wow. So my name is Eden Rosales. I'm a sophomore at Brighton High School, a first-generation American and Hispanic woman. I have Mexican roots and Puerto Rican roots, but not that much. I'd like to start off my speech by thanking Mr. Rulli for believing in our club, because sometimes it feels like no one does, but we know we got you. Thanks, Dr. Hall and the town of Brighton for inviting me here today. We've gathered here today to commemorate Hispanic Heritage Month, to celebrate the rich history of our people, our beautiful cultures, and of course, the invaluable contributions of Hispanic Americans. This year's theme, Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future, gives us an opportunity to reflect on the difficult reality of the last year. As Hispanic individuals, it's undeniable that we often face systemic obstacles, from immigration issues to societal biases. The rising physical presence of agencies such as ICE in our city can be very discouraging. But to me, they're reminders that we can't give up. We are rich in history, and our ancestors have repeatedly shown us that we can persist. While I can't stand in front of you and tell you that everything will be okay, I know that we're here today for a reason. We've gone through years of systemic oppression that we've overcome repeatedly. I'm endlessly proud of who I am, and no one can strip me of the privilege of being Latina. Go Bills.
Yes, go Bills, go Brighton High School, go Bruins. Our next speaker is someone that I've introduced many times. She is our Chief Diversity Officer, but with a slightly different twist today. Our Chief Diversity Officer who led this ceremony. But please welcome Dr. Miriam Moore to the podium.
Good afternoon. Very brief remarks. The National 2025 Hispanic Heritage Month theme is titled Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future. An explicit reminder of the countless sacrifices rendered by your ancestors and the myriad of others who worked tirelessly to solidify their place and yours within this nation's structure. Despite the forces that seek to invalidate your culture, your heritage, and sometimes your very existence, subjugation, do not be dismayed. Create no dissonance between that and what makes you Hispanic, be it in the social or professional realm. It is through your authenticity that we gain the authority to challenge what is deemed the default setting. Collective heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam, and thank you again for leading this great event. Celebrations like these are truly important, today more so than ever. And let me be absolutely clear and echoing Eden's words, Carlos's words, Miriam's words. The town's commitment to celebrations like these, the town's commitment to lead by example, making Brighton's diversity a matter of pride and a reason for our community's success, making sure that Brighton remains a welcoming hometown for people of all backgrounds, all origins, all races, all faiths, all genders and gender expressions, and all abilities is a core value of mine, and it's a core value of our local government and our team here at Town Hall. And I know that each one of you here today shares that same commitment to that core value, those shared values that truly make Brighton a better place to call home, a better place to raise a family. And what happens in Washington or wherever else we may see discord being sown these days, core values don't change. Communities don't change. That's who Brighton is. That's who Brighton stays. Thank you for coming. I do want to invite you. Last year, we honored Carmen and Andy from Carmen's Cooking, and I think we have a little bit of food from Carmen's Cooking. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the day. And by the way, before I go, I do want to say two more things. Yes, I'm so glad the shout out. Mercy Bridges is another organization. If you ever seen the flags out in front of Mercy High School, that woman, Pecoraro, Dorothy Pecoraro, has made that happen for so many years. Thank you, Dorothy. And then on Sunday, find your way down to the MAG. Find your way down to Hispanic Heritage Day at the MAG. You'll see Rosemary there. 30 years, Rosemary has been a part of that celebration. Hispanic Heritage Month isn't complete without a trip to the MAG.
And it's free for all.
And it's free for all. Yes, Maurice?
I know I'm out of order, but I'm here with my co-chair for the 7th Judicial District. And I would like to invite everyone to come and dance with us at the 7th Judicial District and embracing our community committees. Next Friday, October 3rd, 12 to 2, we are going to have interactive dance demonstration at the lobby at the Hall of Justice. So I know I'm out of order, but I figure I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
To the town supervisor for always supporting our events at the Hall of Justice.
And I mentioned what a great event that was earlier. I know you couldn't get here until a little later, but 7th Judicial District, well done. Thank you both. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. Of course, of course. Great job. You both did wonderful. I thought it was all about that bass, but no, it's all about